November 7th, Nnamdi Kanu came prepared before Justice James Omotosho today. He lashed out at the DSS officials, called them useless people, and told them that they do not know the law. Let's take a look.
The Constitution says you cannot try anybody unless the law is written. Show me written law. Show me written law. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law.
Finally, the D-Day has come and the court has spoken. Today, we turn our focus to the Federal High Court in Abuja, where a crucial judgment is now set for November 20th in the terrorism trial of Nnamdi Kanu, who has been detained for well over 4 years. This date could mark a defining moment in one of Nigeria's most politically charged legal battles in recent history. Presiding over the case, Justice James Omotosho fixed the judgment date after Kanu reportedly failed to open his defense within the 6 days granted by the court. According to the judge, Kanu's refusal to utilize the allotted time means he cannot later claim that his right to fair trial was violated. A ruling that has stirred heated debate among legal observers and political commentators alike. But the real twist in this case came during the proceedings, when Kanu, through his legal counsel, filed a motion challenging the very legality of his trial, and so he argued that terrorism is no longer recognized. It is no longer a recognized offence under Nigerian law, claiming that the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2013, the legal foundation of his prosecution, has been repealed and replaced without a saving clause to sustain ongoing trials. In essence, Kanu is telling the court, you can't try me for a law that is not in existence. If Kanu's argument holds water, it raises serious constitutional and procedural questions. Can a citizen be tried under a repealed law? Does the repeal automatically nullify ongoing cases, or can the court still rely on the transitional provisions? Legal experts are divided. Some urge that unless explicitly stated, repealing a law does not automatically wipe away offenses committed under it. Others insist that a new law without clear continuation clauses can indeed create a legal vacuum, which is precisely what Kanu's team is banking on. But beyond the courtroom, this case carries heavy political weight. Nnamdi Kanu remains a symbol of deep-seated tensions between the Nigerian state and pro-Biafra sympathizers in the southeast. His detention has sparked international attention, accusations of political persecution and calls for dialogue rather than continuous prosecution. But then recently, Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter to Donald Trump. I said in my last video that now we have the attention of Donald Trump in Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu definitely wants to cash in on that opportunity. But observers believe that how the court rules on November 20th will not only determine Kanu's fate, but could also influence the political temperature in the southeast, especially as Nigeria approaches elections in 2027. So as the nation waits for November 20th, the questions remain. Will the court side with the government and proceed with judgment under an allegedly repealed law? Or will it uphold Kanu's argument, effectively declaring the trial illegal? Whatever the outcome, one thing is clear. The judgment could reshape not just the legal narrative around Kanu's case, but also the political and constitutional balance between the Nigerian state and the idea of dissent. Meanwhile, Obiagwocha, the House of Reps member representing the good people of Ikuano, Umuahia North and South Federal Constituency, spoke to newsmen after the court session. Let's hear what he had to say.
What happened in court today, for me, continues to be travesty of justice. I've always said it, that in Nigeria, there appear to be two sets of rules.
one for the Igbo man and another for the other Nigerians. This is exactly what I saw in court today. I'm going to speak to you as a layman. I'm not a lawyer. Today, there was a motion that was filed. Previously, I believe at the end of October, another motion was filed. And none of those motions were challenged by the prosecution team. They didn't raise any objection. The court did not overrule anybody, but admitted the motion. So on what basis then is the trial, the efforts that are being put to compel Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to trial when the motions have been put and yet to be challenged by the prosecution team? Mazi Kanu is asking for a simple question: on what law is he being tried? Neither the judge nor the prosecution team have answered that. And today, that motion that was raised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and served to the prosecution team were not challenged. And it's very, very critical and important that we know that. However, the judge now ruled to say that he's reserved November 20th for ruling, when there are jurisdictional issues, thresholds that are yet to be overcome. So this is a political trial veiled as a criminal trial. And for the stability of the Southeast and for the stability of Nigeria in a whole, to bring to end the civil war that was fought in 1967, means that the president should please look at the totality of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial and bring an end to this charade, a travesty of injustice, bring an end to it so that the Southeast can be peaceful again, Nigeria can be peaceful again. But if they are determined in the way they have steamrolled this process, rushing to a judgment, then like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says, there's a God in heaven, and the injustices that have been meted to Igbos, we will not forget. We will not forget. Even if we forget, our children and our grandchildren will not forget. Because it's important that everybody notes it, especially Mr. President, that in order for him to consolidate his goodwill for 2027, start with how he handles the matter of Nnamdi Kanu. Because you cannot be there as the father of the nation and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being treated in the manner that he's been treated, when every other person who has been charged with almost similar offenses as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a determination of the court has been let go. So why is Nnamdi still being held down, being punished, being subjugated? It's simply because he's an Igbo man. So if we get it, the president gets this right, then we will begin the process of healing and reconciliation and putting back the Southeast back as a home where people can come and feel free in their homes without running away from all these high crime and criminalities that are happening in the Southeast.
So, November 20th, the legal marathon will most likely come to an end. But however the judgment goes, most likely it will be appealed, either in favor of Kanu or the government. I anticipate that either of the parties would have to appeal the judgment. Let's see what will happen in Justice James Omotosho's court. This is Political Arena. Do well to like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you on the next one.